Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final game before the All-Star break for both the Seattle Mariners and the Detroit Tigers. We're here tonight from Comerica Park in Detroit, where the Detroit Tigers looking to continue their good run of form. Although, if I could be wrong, according to the result last time out, Detroit did only take just a 1-0 victory versus the Seattle Mariners. So this, for all intents and purposes, could be a really close game today, and it's headlined Jose Altuve versus Gerrit Cole. Jose Altuve, the batter, batting .500 on the season. Gerrit Cole has done phenomenally in his own right. Was the Cy Young winner last season, I believe, for the Detroit Tigers. So here he is today, looking to strut his stuff against one of the more dangerous hitters in the American League. Not necessarily for his power, but for his on-base percentage, definitely. He's batting .500 on the season at a 12 for 24. He's done phenomenally. And the first offering to Altuve apparently misses. According to the home plate umpire, that one was a bit raunchy, if I say so myself. But we'll certainly find out. It's a 1-0 count now to Altuve. Hit on the ground left side. It's going to be gloved by the shortstop, thrown over to first, and that is the first out. Good play there at short from the shortstop, Zach McKinstry. Here's the order for the Seattle Mariners. Byron Buxton back into the DH. He's batting next. Brent Rooker over in right. Jarren Duran in left. Couple of changes for the Mariners. Contreras still a catcher. Muncy at third. Santana still playing first. Brenton Doyle been moved over to center field. And Carlos Correa still the shortstop. Byron Buxton batting now. So far this season is 0 for 9. And the 9 plate appearances that he does have. But having Michael Harris been 1 for 21, it is just time to replace him.
1-1.
Byron Buxton looking for his first hit of the season right here. 0 for 9 to begin the campaign. It was taken off, I think, after the Boston series. Hasn't found the lineup since, but Michael Harris has had plenty of opportunity to get himself back going, and he just hasn't. 1-2 now to Buxton. That one foul as well. Pretty much identical position to the last one. Offering check swing on the slider. Buxton only just kept that one in control. 2-2 the count. Swung on a miss for strike 3, and it's 0 for 10 on the season for Byron Buxton, having been allowed back into this lineup. Great at bat there from Cole, although what I will say, at least for Buxton, he did manage to get a couple of good bits of contact on that one, but just nothing of it, and that's going to be 2 outs now. Here in the top of the first. And the next batter is going to be Brent Rooker. Rooker batting .352 on the season, 6 for 17. Fastball outside for ball 1. 1 home run, 2 extra base hits, 2 RBI. For Brent Rooker, he's done phenomenally at getting on base. That's the job that he has been required to do, and he's done it well. The 1-0 is an inside slider. That makes it 2-0. Coming up next as well, Jarren Duran, who, for what it's worth, also at .352 at a 6 for 17. He's done halfway decently as that one hit in the air out to right. Soto back at the warning track. It's going to have to make a catch at the wall, and does. That one looked much closer than it actually was. So good stuff there from Juan Soto, and that does retire the side. 2 up for the Tigers. Tommy Edman, Juan Soto, Matt Olson. And on the mound for the Mariners is Spencer Strider. Now, Strider has pitched some good games this season. He has been let down by run support, very similar to what Paul Skeens is going through in real life on the Pirates. That is what Spencer Strider is having to deal with here with the Seattle Mariners, one of the lowest scoring teams in the American League. And Spencer Strider has definitely struggled this season. He's done everything he can, but unfortunately at times it's not enough. Here's Tommy Edman, batting .090 on the season, 2 for 22, although 4 RBI on the 2 hits that he does have. And the first offering is foul. 1 extra base hit, 1 home run, and I believe the home run that he did have was a 3-run shot as well. It's an inside fastball, nearly getting Edman on the way past. 1-1 the count. Fastball chased upstairs, and that's 1-2. That one foul. And the last time we saw Spencer Strider in action was a no decision for him and a 3-2 loss for the Mariners against the Chicago White Sox. Dylan Cease picked up the win. Ryan Helsley picked up the loss. That is strike 3 in the first out there to Tommy Edman. That'll put him 2 for 23 on the season. Now here's a guy who has actually kind of come back into the picture here for the Detroit Tigers. It's Juan Soto. He's batting over 300 with 6 RBI, 4 extra base hits, and 2 home runs. He's doing phenomenally for this Tiger side compared to last season where it did feel like he struggled more than anything. We'll foul that one off, and it's 0-2. Oh, and that one's going to hit Juan Soto, and he'll make his way over to first as Strider could not keep the curveball over the plate. That one connects with Soto. It's over now to the designated hitter, Matt Olson. He's had a phenomenal season to the plate as well. He's batting 7 for 21, 333, 6 RBI, 4 home runs. He actually one of the American League leaders in home run. 6 RBI, 2 extra base hits as well. He has done phenomenally, and it's 0-2 to Olson.
No ball, 2 strike.
Soto standing on first does not have a stolen base to his name this season. Don't think he'll be going here. That one popped into the air to the left side, into the glove of the shortstop, Carlos Correa, and that's the second out. Here's the rest of the order then for the Tigers. Coming up next, the first baseman, Freddie Freeman, who was responsible for the victory in Game 1 between these two teams, the solo shot that he had. Gino Suarez batting fifth, Will Smith, the catcher, Julio Rodriguez, Riley Green, and Zach McKinstry round out the order for the Detroit Tigers. Stepping up now, as we said, Freddie Freeman. 210 on the season, 3 RBI, just the 1 home run for him. 2 outs, bottom of the first. Soto's still standing on first after having been plunked. That one is connected very well out towards the wall in right. That one will bounce off the top of the wall, and that one is going to be only an automatic double, which is a little surprising because that looked to me as if it had stayed in play. Let's see the replay. Oh, I'm not sure I like that call. We need a replay of that because I am not convinced this should have been a ground rule double unless it had potentially had interference somehow. Going to bounce there. Oh, it has gone into the flower bed. Okay. So by potentially a bit of the luck of the Irish here, for the Seattle Mariners, that one has actually managed. I tell you what, if that was a double, just on the basis of actually having gone over the, at least bounced in front of the wall and had not actually gone over, this would have been a different story. This would have been a one-run ball game with Detroit in the lead, but instead, I think the Mariners have gotten slightly lucky there. And it's Gino Suarez stepping to the plate now, only batting 150. Had a kind of a hot start to the season, and then has really, it has to be said, fallen off the face of the earth here for this Detroit side. That one's going to be in the dirt, but a big swing from Gino Suarez makes it 0-2, as Contreras does well to smother it. Runners on second and third with 2 outs, 0-2 the count. It's a high slider taken for ball 1. That's pitch number 16 for Strider. That one's in the dirt, 2-2. Trying to get Gino Suarez to swing here. It's not potentially worked as well as it should. Slider on the inside edge, according to the home plate umpire. That's not gone as strike 3. Strider not happy, and I think he's got reason there. That's a good enough strike call for me. And, well, in fairness, we had that call earlier on versus Altuve. As that one is crushed out to left, Gino Suarez. See you later. It's a 3-run ball game. And how quickly things change. Gino Suarez, who we said was having a tough time to begin this season, it's a 3-run shot. His second home run of the season, and just like that, the Detroit Tigers are ahead of this one. And Strider will have taken great issue with that missed strike 3 call on the inside slider that the home plate umpire did not give to him, which should have ended the inning. Because suddenly now, this one is not close. And with the difficulties that the Mariners have had getting balls in play this season, that could very well be a death sentence for Seattle. It's Will Smith, the catcher, stepping up. He's batting a clean 300 on the season at a 6 for 20. Looking at the standings, as far as the American League is concerned, the Mariners at 3-6. Good for the worst team in the league coming into tonight's game. The Tigers could definitely do with a win here, 5-4. They're actually tied, as well as the Blue Jays and the Red Sox at 5-4 coming into tonight's game. Blue Jays lead the American League in run differential +10, the Red Sox +5, the Tigers +4. So that will definitely help Detroit as the Mariners slip further and further away from playoff contentions, keeping in mind that the rest of the games from here on out are all one-offs. Past the All-Star break, as it's a slider outside 2-2. Two and 2 to Will Smith. Strider's got to feeling quite the pit in his stomach right about now, knowing it's full count again. Julio Rodriguez. I will say this about Julio Rodriguez. Batting .250 on the season. He's not been the critical component to this Tigers team that we kind of figured he would be. As there's a strikeout for Will Smith. But Gino Suarez, what a plate appearance he had. He was able to battle Strider. Strider will be blaming the umpire for the missed strike 3 call. Rightfully so, I believe. But it's a 3-0 game, and it's Jarren Duran stepping up to the plate, answering the top of the second. Duran batting .352 at a 6 for 17. Just the 1 RBI in the season, although one of the leaders in the American League on stolen bases. So if he gets up there, it will be difficult. The 0-1, it's a curveball. That's fouled off to the right side. Cole's slightly lucky Duran was not able to connect with that one. The 0-2 swung on a missed strike 3. And still, Garrett Cole proves as why he's one of the best pitchers in the American League. As a 3-pitch at-bat ends with a strikeout. And now here's William Contreras. Contreras batting .263. Nothing necessarily speaking to the power that he does have in that bat. Just the 1 RBI, 2 extra base hits, no home runs on the season. And that one fouled. Curveball, low and inside. Swung on and missed for strike 2. As Contreras struggling to keep up with Cole. That one fouled behind again. Bit lucky for Cole that Contreras was not able to keep up with that curveball. Here's the 2-2, the 20th offering for Cole. It's a low slider. Lucky for Contreras that time to be able to foul it away and keep the at-bat going. Curveball swung on and missed for strike 3, and Garrett Cole is dealing. 3rd strikeout of the game already. It's over now to Max Muncy. One of the weaker hitters on the side, 1 for 18 on the season. It's an inside fastball for ball 1. Yeah, Muncy has not had a good season at third, and it's a difficult scenario for him. Considering, you know, such a quality player in his own right, and having struggled as much as he has, doesn't look good. It's a high and tight fastball there, 2-0.
No strike.
as Garrett Cole looking to break up the perfect game here. 3-0 now, with Carlos Santana on deck. Santana good for power, not necessarily for base hit, as he's only 1 for 11 on the season, 1 extra base hit to his name. Although, for what it's worth, Santana is able to draw a walk. Fastball finally finds his own 3-1, as Muncy was committed to not swinging at that one. Cutter low of the zone. Muncy swings and fouls, and the count moves to full as Garrett Cole battles back. Strike 3, and he knew it. And the disappointment continues for Seattle and Max Muncy. Heading into the bottom of the second, it's 3-0 Tigers. Now stepping in is Julio Rodriguez, batting .250 on the season, 3 RBI, an extra base hit and a home run for him. We're kind of interesting in the case of Julio Rodriguez. He's not been a batter. I kind of started this season really good, has definitely fallen off since those first couple of series, and honestly, we haven't really seen him bounce back as much as, he'd probably like to. Initially was kind of a shoo-in for the All-Star game. At this point, I'm not quite sure. It's a changeup outside 2-1 as Strider still fails to find the zone. That one hit in the air to the left side. That one's looking pretty good. Duran back at the wall is going to watch that one go. Julio Rodriguez makes it a 4-0 ball game. That's going to have to be the end of the day for Spencer Strider. There's just no recovering from this now. And the hockey sticks are out again. It's been a difficult game for Strider. He threw that first inning looking so good. And then eventually it all came crashing down, didn't get a strike 3 call his way, and he has not been able to rebound, and that is going to be the end of his day. Which is quite the shame for Strider, but it has to be said, this has not been the game for him. The National League Cy Young winner last season comes into the American League and honestly has floundered. It's Edward Bizzardo. Bizzardo, a name I definitely don't recognize, but at this point I don't believe it's going to make a difference. 4-0 ball game in the bottom of the second with nobody out. Riley Green will file away his first offering. Green batting .357 on the season. A couple of RBI and a couple of doubles for him. He's done well. That one is going to be foul. Sounded like some good contact off the bat, just a little bit timed poorly. Maybe didn't quite get the best hit on the ball. It's possible. Strike 3, and Bizzardo will sit down his first opponent. That puts Riley Green 5 for 15 on the season at a .333. And that brings up the shortstop, Zach McKinstry. McKinstry, for what it's worth. Now, we talk about some of these players kind of being brought in on a limb for some of these ball clubs. Zach McKinstry falls into that situation. And he's 4 for 16, batting .250 on the season. He has done well. 2 RBI and extra base hit for him. He's done the job. He is here. I don't think he's all-star worthy. But to come into this team and make an impact, a positive impact, it's definitely worth celebrating for the Detroit Tigers. That one's going to be foul to make the count 1-1. Just a reminder of the games coming up. Yesterday you missed a good one between the Atlanta Braves and the San Diego Padres. The Braves taking another win, actually sweeping the Padres 2-0 as Wheeler picked up the win on the mound. Coming up eventually as well, the Milwaukee Brewers take on the Miami Marlins. Milwaukee took Game 1 4-0. With Zach Gallen picking up the win on the mound, Chris Sale the loss, as well as the Toronto Blue Jays once again playing at the Boston Red Sox. Zach McKinstry. See you later, and the Detroit Tigers continue to pile it on here against the Seattle Mariners. It is an incredibly lopsided affair this now. First home run of the season for McKinstry, and that'll make it a 5-0 ball game. Well, any lack of offense, realistically, that the Tigers faced in Game 1 of this series, it is gone the wayside now, as they have found what they are looking for, and a team that, you know, I think definitely in contention to win the pennant in the American League. You'd have to say it's looking increasingly likely that playoffs are going to be what's in store for this Tiger side. Of course, the Blue Jays are starting to get hot, as well as the Red Sox. And only 2 teams per division can make the postseason. But it has been a phenomenal series of events for the Detroit Tigers. Especially, you know, coming into today's series tied on run differential with the 2 aforementioned clubs. Or tied on record, behind on run differential. This is at least 5 steps in the positive direction. 0-2 to Tommy Edman is low, 1-2. And it's a low and inside fastball. Anyway, back to what we were talking about as far as the schedule is concerned. Toronto versus Boston from Fenway Park. It was a 4-2 game. The last time those 2 clubs faced off, as that one is foul. Toronto taking the win. Paul Skeens taking the win on the mound. Corbin Burns with the loss. Paul Skeens, I want to say his first win of the season, as the inside sinker count moves to full with Juan Soto on deck. 3-2, that one foul. All-Star game coming up following Series 5, as well as the Home Run Derby. We take the top 4 in home runs from both the American League and the National League and divvy them up, as Tommy Edman's going to go down swinging, 2 for 24 to begin the season. Juan Soto stepping up now. He was plunked by Spencer Strider in his first appearance. That'll go with strike 1. Remember, everything after the All-Star break is one-offs, but as we were saying, the Home Run Derby, take the top 4 in each division on home runs, seed them by home runs and RBI. Bit of a bracket style. And then the All-Star game, of course, that selection process will be taking place after the conclusion of Series 5, but we'll look ahead quickly to Series 6 for the beginning of the one-off games. The Milwaukee Brewers will visit the Chicago White Sox for the first of the interdivisional games this season. San Diego will play the Toronto Blue Jays. Seattle travels to Atlanta, and Miami travels to Boston. That means it will be the Detroit Tigers with the bye week in Series 6. As Soto is walked for the second time today, Matt Olson steps to the plate. Olson, the designated hitter. 0 for 1 in today's game. That one foul. Hit directly up the middle. That is quite the smack there from Olson. I don't believe it'll be extra bases, but it is absolutely a hit. And some good fielding work there to prevent the run from going any forward. Freddie Freeman stepping up now. Puts Matt Olson at a .347 of the season. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Freeman had the ground rule double in the first inning, which at the time the Mariners were lucky to have actually not given up any runs on that hit. Unfortunately, afterwards they didn't quite get lucky. But anyway, slider low, 1-1. Outside, 2-1 the count.
2 balls, 1 strike.
That one hit up the middle. That one should do it, as Brenton Doyle will make the grab, and that does retire the side. However, Julio Rodriguez solo shot, and it's a 5-run ball game after 2. Not to mention Zach McKinstry doing the Lord's work for Detroit as well. That brings up Carlos Santana. Santana this season hasn't found a lot of getting on base, but what he has found is a lot of walks, especially considering he's played almost every game this season and is only 1 for 11. 11 registered plate appearances, that's number 12, and that moves him down to 1 for 12 on the season and an .083 average. Brenton Doyle batting .333, of course, only 2 for 6. After having been moved to the outfield after he was kept after the season kind of had the rights to him following season 1. He's actually been a halfway decent addition to this side. Slider down the middle, 1-1. Didn't actually find much starting in the lineup eventually. Kind of got worked into the fray. 1-2 as he does not swing at the curveball. Can't necessarily be waiting for a fastball from Gerrit Cole. It has been a hot game already. Gino Suarez has done phenomenally. McKinstry hit a solo shot as well. All started with in the first inning with a ground rule double from Freddie Freeman, as that one's hit on the ground foul to the right side. This game has definitely escalated quickly. And Seattle, I believe, to this point, still have yet to even find a base runner. Gerrit Cole is dishing it out there. Spencer Strider was taken off after an inning and a half, having allowed, I believe, 4 of the 5 runs scored. 3-2 the count to Doyle. That one's going to find strike 3 as Doyle doesn't even get the bat off his shoulders. 5th strikeout of the game for Cole, as we get a great shot of his ass there for some reason. Carlos Correa stepping up now. This has been a player that has already found a way to do some damage for the Mariners since having been joined the side. He actually kind of slipped through the cracks in free agency. Nobody picked him up. He's only 1 for 6 to begin the season, but the one hit that he does have was a walk-off home run, and I believe the previous series. 2-0 the count to Correa. He's got some fantastic contact batting, which I think is a lot of the reason why he's been put in this lineup, as that one's foul. As again, the Mariners, one of the lowest scoring sides in the American League, unfortunately. 2-1 to Correa.
No.
Cutter goes low, 3-1.
3-1.
On deck is Jose Altuve. Dips below 500 batting for the first time since the previous series in Game 1, I believe. As that one's going to be popped directly in the air. Freeman will have no difficulty with that one, and that will retire the side. Into the bottom of the third now. The Tigers still rolling. Seattle have already benched their starter. This one is getting out of hand quickly. But the Detroit Tigers tied for first place in the American League, behind only on run differential. They're having a good one tonight. Orion Kerkering will take the mound now. And leading off will be Gino Suarez. Had a 3-run home run in the first inning. He has done everything asked of him, at least today. He's still batting below 200, but goodness me, what a way to make an impact. First offering from Kerkering goes for strike 1. That one foul. As we said, Eugenio Suarez, 4 for 21. 4 RBI, however. 2 home runs. He's done a great job. Let's not get it twisted. He has done a phenomenal job. Hit a ground left side. That one is foul. Suarez will have to make the jog back to the batter's box now. Kerkering 0-2. Here's his 4th offering. Swung on and missed for strike 3. The sweeper low. That was a good pitch there from Kerkering. And and that'll make him 4 for 22 on the season. Will Smith stepping up now, did strike out earlier on. First offering goes for strike one. Will Smith, 285 on the season, 6 for 21, 0 for 1 today. 2 home runs, 2 RBI, 2 extra base hits. That one foul, 0-2. Following Smith will be Julio Rodriguez. He had the solo shot in the second inning. One of the two, actually. Foul, although that one hit well. Pitch number 8 from Orion Kirkering, 0-2 to Will Smith. That one is going to be fouled as well, as Smith still not able to really get around on it. Smith, Rodriguez, Green, and McKinstry, the bottom half of the order here for the Tigers. Equal amounts of damage to be done by them as the top half of the order as well. I mean, you got some great batters. Smith batting 285, Rodriguez 285, Green 333, McKinstry at a 294 as that one is ripped up the middle, and that one's going to get down for a base hit as Bretton Doyle does not dive to make the catch. Of course, he'll be held at first. But Will Smith will have his hit here. And now it's Julio Rodriguez. Had the solo shot earlier on. That one hit up the middle. That one's going to be trouble. Altuve gloves it. Tries to flip it to second, but no play. Base hit there for Julio Rodriguez as, well, it was a bit of an awkward one, let's be real, but it makes, it puts a runner on first and second now, doesn't it? And now over with Riley Green. Green batting 333 on the season. If anything, this guy is good at getting on base, having only registered 15 plate appearances, not including any walks that he has drawn. Here's the 1-0. That one's going to be in the dirt. I think it, well, I thought a runner was going to advance there. It'd be a bit difficult to have them both go. 2-0 the count to Green. Following Green is McKinstry, who had the solo shot earlier on. That one hit in the air well. Out to the right side. Bretton Doyle out for it, back towards the warning track. Makes the grab. I don't believe there's going to be any advancement from the runners, and no, there will not be. So Green will fly out to center. That moves Green to a 3-12 on the season, and it's over now to Zach McKinstry. Solo home run in the second. Runners on first and second. 2 outs, bottom of the third. Can Kirkering limit the damage here? Of course, 5 runs is one hell of a task to try to come back from. 0-2 as McKinstry does not swing at the middle fastball. The 0-2, that one outside.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good call by the home plate umpire, who is to remain nameless here. A couple of controversial calls in the earlier innings, but since then he's actually done a halfway decent game, in my opinion. That one I think he may have missed. 2-2. Hit to the ground left side, gloved by Muncy, thrown to second, and the fielder's choice will end the inning. Orion Kirkering limits the damage. Still 5-0 Tigers after 3. Top of the order for the Mariners due up. Altuve stepping up now. Altuve at a 12 for 25 in the season, batting 480. As that one probably should have been called a strike there. Home plate umpire disagrees, and it's a 1-0 count. I believe 0 for 1 in today's ball game. Yes, he is. 3 RBI in the season, 1 home run, 1 extra base hit. He's done phenomenally at just plain being able to get on base. 2-1 the count as the low fastball swung on and missed. That one popped in the air. That one looks like it'll go behind the netting, and it's 2-2. Two and two, that one. Well, it was going to be low there. Will Smith didn't really hang on to it. 3-2 the count with Byron Buxton on deck. And that one is going to be hit up the middle. And, whoa, nearly a diving play from Julio Rodriguez out in center. I believe that one will still go down as a base hit. Such a shame for Rodriguez. Nearly had a highlight play. Instead comes up a little bit short as it's off his wrist.
That's off the plate.
First offering to Buxton is outside for ball one. That puts Altuve back at 500 ball on the season. 13 for 26. Top of the fourth, nobody out. On deck for the Mariners, Brent Rooker. That one is hit well, but foul. Byron Buxton back in the lineup in today's game, 0 for 10 on the season. 0 for 9 to begin the season with the first series versus the Red Sox. Was taken out of the lineup in favor of Michael Harris. Harris went 1 for 21. And since then, has done next to nothing for the club. It's a shame that, as we got some randoms warming up in the bullpen for Detroit, unfortunately, I think at this point it's not quite going to matter. I'll be fair with you. Into the glove of Eugenio Suarez at third. And that's going to be the first out.
Up next for the Bruins, the right fielder, Brent Rooker.
Brent Rooker stepping up now. And fastball on the bottom edge, 0-1. Change up, 1-1. Swung on and missed, 1-2. Great pitch from Cole. Fastball on the outside edge, got Rooker to swing. Curveball, that one hit short of the pitcher's mound, thrown over to first, about 100 miles an hour over to Freeman. And that does sit down Brent Rooker as well. Runner advances to second, now 2 outs.
Now back, left fielder,
Jarren Duran up now. Of course, by the way, the perfect game and no-hit bid is over for Garrett Cole, having Jose Altuve done the deed there. First offering is a curveball that goes 0-1. Duran, 333 on the season, 6 for 18, the fastball outside. On the inside of the plate, that one a hack, hit over to the left side. Riley Green is under it, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. So Altuve ends the no-hit bid for Garrett Cole, but it's 5-0 Tigers after 3.5. Orion Kerkering will remain on the mound. It's now the top of the order with Tommy Edman. Edman still 2 for 24. It's not been hot for him. Sweeper low. Fastball, 100 mile an hour from Kerkering. 2-1. That one hit in the air, popped up. Santana looks like he'll be under that one. And that will sit down Edman. That brings up now Juan Soto. He was walked twice in today's game. First inning was plunked by Strider. His second plate appearance, the walk was drawn, and the fastball, according to the home plate umpire, is high for ball one. As Kerkering kicks and deals inside 2-0. Sweeper's going to go low. 3-0 to Soto. That one finally finds his own 3-1.
Ball four.
And that's going to be ball 4 as Soto is walked for the 3rd time today.
Now back. The designated hitter, Matt Olson.
Matt Olson stepping up. Down foul. Swung on and missed 0-2.
No balls. 2 strike. Ball.
Inside. Inside, and the home plate umpire is going to say Olson. That one definitely hit him. Little surprised that he's actually not gone around. That puts a runner now on first and second with only 1 out. And Freddie Freeman steps to the dish. Curveball, foul. Sinker goes 0-2. As Freddie Freeman still unconvinced at any of the offerings given. That one is thundered off the bat for foul.
One ball.
Inside,
2 strike.
1-2. That one's going to be in the dirt. Easily covered there by Contreras. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and Freddie Freeman goes down swinging. A little surprised he wasn't able to connect with the fastball, but for what it's worth, strike 3, and wow, it's going to be the end of the day now for Orion Kerkering. He's actually had a good performance here. Only let up 1 run. It's a shame that he didn't have a relief appearance in good circumstances, but for what it's worth, he's done all right. Now stepping up is going to be Trent Thornton.
46. Trent Thornton.
And so the first batter he will face will be Eugenio Suarez. Three RBI on the day for Eugenio Suarez. Whoa, okay. Steady now. Sweeper finds his own 0-2. Outside. Swung on and missed, and strike 3 for Eugenio Suarez, and he goes down swinging. Trent Thornton with the final out of the inning there. One more time to the top of the 5th inning. Tigers still in control, 5-0. And stepping up is going to be William Contreras. Contreras looking for his 6th hit of the season. .250 average. Cole remains on the mound. Gearing up to throw his 59th offering of the game. Fastball high.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Another
That's a ball.
fastball.
2-1.
Hit on the ground, left side at the hot corner. What a grab by Eugenio Suarez. And that's going to be the first out. That brings up now Max Muncy. Muncy looking to avoid going 1 for 20 to begin the season, as that one's popped into the air, and that's exactly what he's going to do. And the Mariners now down to their final out, as it will be Carlos Santana stepping up to bat. One final out here for Garrett Cole to have the shutout go in his direction, and the sweep of the series for Detroit. It was a close game in Game 1. 1-0 victory for the Tigers. This one much less convincing. Well, much more convincing, actually. Curveball 0-2. Mariners down to their last strike. And Garrett Cole to put this game to bed. And not a moment too soon for the struggling Mariners. That one foul. And we'll do it again. Oh, the cutter inside, 1-2. Ball game. Garrett Cole winning pitcher, the shutout. What a fantastic game from Garrett Cole and the Detroit Tigers, taking the sweep of the series. Spencer Strider's struggles continue. And the Tigers keep on rolling. That'll be all for us today. Remember, keep in mind to join us tomorrow when the Milwaukee Brewers visit the Miami Marlins. Well, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next time.